Thanks very much, Drew. Drew, if you don't mind, I have to say, in the many years I've been coming to MIPIM, I think on behalf of everybody in Team Manchester, we'd all have to say that the team have absolutely excelled themselves in the stand. It's so cool. I'm not that cool, but you're really cool, and this is really quite brilliant. And on behalf of everyone, I'd like to thank you and the team for actually putting on such a splendid scene in which to speak in. Thank you. Good morning. Chris Farrow, Chief Executive of Central Salford Urban Regeneration Company. I'm going to talk about Media City UK. This is a multi-billion pound development led by Peel Holdings, supported by the North West Development Agency, Salford City Council and the URC. What I want to talk about is a creative and digital media sector in Greater Manchester which already employs 77,000 people in over 8,000 businesses and actually has the most tremendous potential to grow and multiply. And this is a global phenomenon, but the real secret to our success will be the fact that in this growing media world, the number of places which are good at media, which are growing, is going to concentrate as the media and the content converge with the technology and the companies. And we could quite well see ourselves in a position in 10 to 20 years' time where only 8 of these places around the world are actually major media content producers. And Media City UK, in the heart of Greater Manchester, actually puts us in with a chance of being one of these 8 great cities. Media City is on site, it's going well. This is where it was at on Friday afternoon. This is where we've got to achieve by next year. We have 1,600 employees of the BBC joining 800 who already work in Greater Manchester. But the critical comment about this BBC move north is that it actually brings 35% of the budget of the BBC. A major global brand is actually going to be making decisions on 35% of its budget based in the heart of Greater Manchester. And they're going to be supported on site by Northwest Vision and Media. They're going to be supported by a new complex by the University of Salford. And we are already on site with the Pie Factory, which has already turned out 200 hours of national broadcast content over the last 2 years from a standing start. So Media City UK is already in the media business. I know you'll watch the Royal Christmas Family Special. You've seen a Media City UK production if you have. What we've got to achieve this year is to hand over these buildings to the BBC, which we achieved this month. So the BBC now have full legal ownership of their future operations from this month. The first residents move in next month, which is going to be very interesting to have people living with us on site. By the autumn, we will have all the public realm, and that's a very easy term to use, public realm. This is a public space which is twice as large as Trafalgar Square, served with a transport system right to the heart of it. All this will be open to the public come the autumn. The critical ingredient, a major change for the fortunes of Greater Manchester, are the opening of the 7 largest new studios in Western Europe on Media City UK. HD ready, not owned by the BBC, hungry for new production, hungry to use new content. These will be the most high-tech studios in Western Europe, served with 10 gigabytes of IT infrastructure. And then we have the University of Salford in January, and we have a media enterprise centre, 55,000 square feet for SME media companies to be fostered and given a chance to be at the heart of this development. And then in January, because we'll need a rest, a new Holiday Inn opens, and I hope you'll join us to celebrate that. This project is very important in these difficult times because they're challenging even for us in Greater Manchester. This project has actually involved 750 people on average from the Greater Manchester area building it. This project has already delivered 221 construction apprenticeships for people in Greater Manchester over the course of the last 2 years. 75% of this project by value has been awarded to local companies, and that's a tremendous achievement on Peel part and Bovis Lend-Lease. We have a new secondary school starting on site next year, and the BBC have been absolutely outstanding in their award of media apprenticeships to local kids. And the Philharmonic Orchestra has played everywhere, and of course they played at the Salford Lads Club and stood outside like the Smiths, as these people do. So, we've got a very busy year, a lot to achieve. We've already achieved this year a BREEAM Sustainable Communities Award, and a bit by surprise last month, this development was actually awarded a value of money commendation by the National Audit Office, which doesn't happen very often. So we have a project that's already, and typically of Manchester, securing on 2 counts. It's sustainable, it's value for money, it's being delivered ahead of schedule. There are 2 key things that we also need to bring to this party. We need to be sharp, and we need to be creative. And I can't do that, so Peter's going to do it.